Greetings, everybody. Rich first. This is our business development meeting here, and we've been discussing starting a real estate investment trust for our division to hopefully serve as a model of divisions to be able to take back our land. As we know, of course, the land is the access point to create resources for our people. When it comes to housing, commercial endeavors, equity, and even really create our own everything. So just wanted to, we did have a get started checklist that we started off with a couple of weeks ago. And just wanted to do an update on where we are. Before we get started, we will start off with our motto. Put your right fist in the air. Repeat after me. One God.
One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
All right. All right. Thank everybody for coming. We do have 8 people here so far today. Thank everybody for coming on the call. Right now, we left off last week talking about registration, getting registered, not only with the real estate investment trust, but this period. We talked about, well, a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. So of course, there's a financial obligation for that, but one of the steps on the checklist was to seek legal consultation. I did reach out to a law firm. I'll go to her website, and she did give us a link to schedule a consultation. I wanted, in that consultation, we'll focus on these 3 areas here: forming the entity, which we're talking about, drafting the governing document in the registration process, which is where we at. So we will be reaching out. This one I did find, my opinion, that she would mostly meet kind of the values of what we have, of who we are. And then there's UNIA-ACL, and that's her. I'll go to her picture of it. Yep, this is Miss UNIA-ACL. We are, and did reach out to them. She has an article here in that link if you guys want to check it out for Voyage ACL. If you guys want to read about her, I won't take the time to go through it today, but on this checklist, I think everybody has access to, you click here, and then it takes you to a link tree where you can read about her. And there's her website right there. And I do, of course, would like to, for this consultation call, we can have as many people on the call as possible. So would love to see who'd like to be on that call with me, so we can make sure we ask more relevant questions and have more clarity. But as far as registration, that's where we are. On the next steps is reaching out to an attorney so we can complete these next 3 steps: forming the entity, drafting the documents that we need, and process of registration. The next step was research and planning. Of course, we want to develop a comprehensive business plan, strategy, and we did kind of hit that a little bit in our resolution that we had. And a lot of our strategy already kind of in here, but the next steps, so you guys can click on these documents you guys have, would be to just transfer that into a business plan style. So what I did was create a template, and then my next step was to just transfer the information from the resolution that I did, has a lot of details in it, into here on this business plan format. And that's it. You guys can click on any of these and go over it. But that's the next step when it comes to business plan on the checklist. So we have the resolution here that I can check on if you haven't seen it already. And then business plan template will get filled out. Third step, what we talked about on the checklist was our capital acquisition strategy. And did talk about different strategies, but I definitely wanted to outline them so that we can have them centralized and on paper. Property acquisition strategy. There are 7 ways to acquire property to use for short-term rentals platform. We can purchase properties, and I put for Airbnb because at the time my mindset was thinking that was a way to start small. But these same property acquisition strategies can be of the distribution models that we decide, whether it's fixing and holding, flipping, or everything. Well, we talked about purchasing them outright, of course, which is straightforward. Leasing them, back to that one. Partnerships, partner with investors or property owners who already have it. Then we could manage properties to get access to them as well. Then here, rental property conversion. We may have some people who already have property within our network. Maybe want to convert those. These are some ways that we could convert properties that we already have to be able to access them for the equitable use. This property management agreement, although we may not have access to ownership of those properties, we can sometimes utilize properties to still be able to find beneficial value for those. So these are just some ways to acquire properties for what I was going to introduce as our first possible business model. And that's possibly starting small with putting properties on short. But we'll get more into that. Signing roles, we still definitely when I was speaking to some of the members when we was talking about assigning roles, it went back to membership. I know we want to fill roles from what we already have, but I think it was Brother Luke that said it, but we'll be able to fill these roles as we focus on growing membership. So we wanted to make that a focus, and hopefully recruit people who are real estate savvy as we grow. And by getting started, we'll be able to have this as a pitch and be able to find people who are already interested in doing this, bring them into the fold, and hopefully they can help fill these roles. Last one, capital raising and property acquisition. One thing I did here, in order for us to raise capital, created and best to pitch, hopefully, so we could possibly get started. Get a name for it, but this investor pitch here is a tool that we can use to reach out to different people to possibly join our real estate investment trust to start raising capital. It has why I get involved, how I get involved, and next steps. So I did one of the focuses that I was thinking about in starting small was the Airbnb approach. So, should I want to reread this, President John, or I mean, we do have all the links. I just wanted to kind of go give y'all a brief overview and then kind of have any questions. But this pitch kind of has some lingo in it about our first campaign, hopefully, which would be just finding short-term rentals to like maybe place on Airbnb. And the thought process behind that was oftentimes when we're traveling to different states for our events like convention and HEC, we are purchasing and investing our money into Airbnb. So the goal was hopefully that members who in different cities would purchase properties, and we would be able to eliminate that need and already have houses that we own in that network. So the pitch is centered around that approach as our first step into real estate. The last part that I will go over was the first meeting, which I wanted to spend a little bit of time on. In order to, we were talking about growing the membership, and the thought process was to have a event that you will be able to bring people to introduce the UNIA-ACL REIT, and also hopefully encourage them to invest. The format was thinking about a great event with presentation, discussion, entertainment, networking opportunities. Probably use marketing channels like sending email, social media. We'll create like a landing page for a flyer, put word of mouth. And of course, I would create follow materials, event flyer, graphic, website landing page, and then I had like a possible running show for this event. So I briefly spoke about it last week, but when I spoke to Brother Malik, we was talking about that we really need to recruit members in this, be able to help us out. That's when I really feel like having this event where we bring people together, present REIT, will be an opportunity for us to invite people out and they can see what we have going on. What the stocks and investments was one of the greatest marketing experiences from the UNIA, and hoping this to be the same thing. So that is the runner show for the event. Present the REIT, question and answer, probably getting a little entertainment, the network, those are points. Call to action. Could be in any order, but want to update the body of where we are. So the next step said would be to have the consultation with the lawyer on next week once it is scheduled, to be able to get registered, continue to create the business plan, and then get started by telling people about what we're doing to hopefully raise money. Because it's going to be a cost to meet with the lawyer. It's going to be a cost to get everything registered. And of course, it's a cost to acquire properties. So this investment pitch will hopefully be able to send out to people, let them know if they create interest in what we're doing. Hopefully, some people will donate up front, and then hopefully some people will be able to come to the meeting the event that we're having. So I definitely want to get feedback, questions from the group, ideas from the group, thoughts from the group. Go from there. Like, have any questions, thoughts?
Anybody got any questions?
It might be my phone, but the audio was a little low for me. I don't know if it's just mine. Also for me.
Did you hear me, Sister Diane? Or do I need to go back over anything? I could go back through it.
No, you don't have to, but I'm just saying the audio overall is a little low. I don't know if is everybody hearing good?
Just the last part was also low for me, but the rest was good.
Okay.
Oh, I guess the last part is I was recapping the next steps is to have this consultation call with the lawyer so that we can figure out process of forming the entity, the proper structure, the documents we need, and the process for registration. While hopefully simultaneously planning the marketing event that we could possibly have that I introduced with this last slide, number 9. And that marketing event where we would invite people out to for the goal of them becoming possible investors and future members who would help us in acquiring properties for us.
Okay.
I think everybody has access to this checklist, and so she can view any of the documents that are go along with each step. But the goal we're working to get everything complete so we can. But I did want to know what everybody thought about the event, us having that event. Really, question. I don't have a date or time or anything in mind yet. I was throwing out some ideas in my head, but I just wanted to know if we thought it was even feasible for us to do. Of course, anything I suggest, I'll do my best. I would take the lead on organizing. And that's why I was trying to give myself next steps to do.
That's a good idea. So we can invite additional members to participate.
Yeah.
So that event is a good idea. I guess we kind of have to see what would be a good time where we could have the maximum attendance.
My thought was Friday before Derby Day, but yeah.
That could probably work. That could probably not be a bad day to do it. But
What day was that?
Say again?
We're talking about a day for an event.
Yes. Yes.
What day was it?
I said my thought process was Friday before Derby Day. Friday night lunch. I'm about 6 to 8 or 7 to 9. Definitely revisit it. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'll just confirm it.
Okay. And the purpose of this event is really we give us something to talk about as we're recruiting. The goal is to recruit actively where along between the now and that time, people are signing up. So a conversation started. Excuse me. With leading them to either joining or donating.
I had one question going back to something you said earlier in regards to the legal consultation. Has that been scheduled?
No, I wanted to try to see if anybody wanted to go on with me, and then we could go on there together.
to the attorney trip? You mean for the
Yeah.
consultation?
Yes, it hasn't been scheduled yet.
When is that scheduled? Oh, you haven't scheduled it yet?
No.
Well, I guess it depends on when you schedule it. Were you gonna try to go real early in the morning, get it out the way, afternoon or evening?
A morning?
Morning? Okay.
Yes. Let's see what we have available here. Oh man,
Which day?
she what's up? Dude,
Huh?
it looks like we the day we have available. He is busy.
Oh, the 11th, 13th, 25th,
The 6th.
the 6th. Okay. That is a Thursday. And 11 a.m. looks like the earliest.
Yeah.
We could probably work with that if that works for you. I might be able to go. I'm trying to see what's going on the 6th. Middle week, probably nothing crazy pressing that I can't schedule around. I could go. Where is the meeting going to be in Atlanta? Or is it a Zoom?
Let's see. I think it's going to be a Zoom meeting. I believe. See. What's your email?
BIANG, like give, MAR @gmail. So if it's gonna be Zoom, maybe somebody else, another member could join us. I don't know. Does anyone else wish to join for that meeting?
I could join a couple questions. Is there a cost, and how's that cost being taken care of? One.
The consultation is free. Then there will be a cost for whatever we do. I believe, but hopefully she likes us enough to our mission and our aim enough. But yes, there will be a cost.
Okay, and
once he tell us what we need, then once we decide to put it in place, then there's gonna be a cost associated with that. But the consultation is free, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
the other thing
Put me down too.
What's your email? Malik.
Malik at currently.com.
Malik at
Currently. CURRENTLY. Yeah.
Nancy Hargrove.
Yeah. A 15-minute consultation, you're gonna need the presentation to be 10 minutes or less to leave 5 minutes for questions and discussion.
Okay. All right. So this is Thursday. We will definitely get together.
Mm.
Right. So that's scheduled. With Ali. Just got that email. But so we will definitely have it down to 10 minutes. We mainly we want to talk about these three questions here: forming an entity, drafting the document, registration process. So definitely try to make sure we have presents down to 10 minutes. As for the event goes, are there any questions about that? Or?
About which part? Sorry.
Oh no, I mean about the consultation before I move on. Usually the three main things we're gonna be discussing in that conversation.
I think it's probably not a bad idea for everybody to kind of review it again. So it'll be fresh in our minds prior to, like, maybe the night before we actually hop on the Zoom or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just to have it fresh in our minds, so we take advantage of any questions that we may
So
need to ask while
that,
we're having the free consultation.
that's going to be the first Wednesday. So I know we have president's call on that day. So the best time to do refresher will be, I'm not sure before that or
Right, right. Not at the last minute, right? Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes.
president's call is at 8, right?
Brother John?
What's the question?
The president's call is at 8 o'clock, right?
President's call for Wednesday?
Yeah. We were thinking about watching meeting the night before. We got to go over refresher, kind of I guess practice for the consultation, maybe before the president's call for a few minutes. I think it's at 8 o'clock.
I think it's at 8. Checking the last email I got. Yeah, it's at 8.
Maybe we could meet on at 7 on that Wednesday to have a refresher. I just pulled this up for you may not about trust. That gives them a lot of information. Can check convenience, definitely can check it out. Just start to check this, but that is where we are with the REIT, where the REIT is concerned.
Okay. That looks good. The
Right.
key is to get it in place and initiate it
Yeah.
and make sure our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted, before. So, so moving ahead, it'll stand the test of time, We were operating in the manner that we need to operate. So yeah.
Yeah. Questions, concerns, comments?
It's exciting, y'all. That's the first hurdle, at least. We have to get this thing out the way before we even, do anything else. It's always good to have that good foundation. So
I guess on a long term approach, just to kind of set the stage. One of our duties is to build commercial and industrial infrastructure. For some, a real estate investment trust is a tool that is going to help us be able to leverage to be able to build other industries as well. As we grow in this, the goal is to be able to pool funds to invest in other businesses that enhance, the quality of life of all of our members. I'm always reminded that, you know, what we're working for every day is access to what we create. And we're looking for tools to be able to create more opportunities for our members, whether it's more events, more businesses, more access to all the items that they need. And the goal is that that's in real estate, so that it gives us the opportunity to be able to access more equity, more things with, whether it's buying in other businesses or investing in our members who want to start business. All these things will be, they're just, you know, I know President General already said, what can you do for the UNIA? But people are really asking, what can you do? You have to be able to answer those questions. So our goal is to be able to answer those questions, to be able to provide some resources for our people. And the first resources could be our unity, our collectivism, our commitment to invest together, build together, and share resources together. So that is the goal of this. This is a first step in building other commercial industrial infrastructure for us. So keep going. Looking forward to this conversation call. I'm looking forward to this getting more legit, and we definitely we'll talk about registering both this and UNIA on that call, so that we sure all our ducks are in a row, and our T's are across and I's are dotted. Come in the chat. Let's see what we have here. I'm not sure. Did you have a question for this?
No,
Okay.
thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Wrap it up. Dr. Kuda, Brother Chris, Brother Art, you guys have any questions?
I have one.
Okay.
I'm echoing, but I guess it's okay. So I was just wondering, I know that we're doing the consultation and he's gonna shed some light, hopefully telling us how we can enhance everything to get the best results possible. So that'll be a good thing. But did he give you any idea, like, you know, once we pass that stage and everyone's on the same page as far as what all it's gonna entail, did he give you any idea like what the cost will be before to
No,
get us to where we are official?
I spoke to I didn't speak to the lawyer. I think it's a woman firm as well. Her name is UNIA-ACL. But I didn't speak to her directly. She I spoke to her reception.
Okay.
But I did speak to other lawyers though, and their consultation was $350. And they was that the cost to do a trust for them was about $5,000. That was a totally different law firm. They gave me
Mhm. Okay, so you shopped around with a few of them, so that's good.
Yeah, this one was free, and then I like energy. I feel like
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds good. We're on the right track. And this is gonna be great because, you know, we can tell a memberships or, you know, future members that these are some of the things we're doing. I think, you know, back in Garvey days, you know, having something to attract the members, you know, like the Black Star Line and many other businesses and stuff back in the days that Garvey and the team put together. I think that's gonna make it the club. I don't want to say the club, but make the organization attractive. And once we have that in place, you know, it's only gonna get better from there is what I'm imagining.
Definitely.
Right person.
All right. Take up your Thursday if I don't have to. Not sure if anybody else have anything other concerns that they want to address or any questions about this. All right. So,
Yeah, quick question, just a clarification from, well, and I think you mentioned it, but from a executive body standpoint and a business standpoint, this will be the primary focus, which I understand. Is there anything else that we should, or is there anything else that we're doing from a business perspective, or is it all everything on this?
I'm the type of person that, always have many ideas going on at one time, but I'm trying to stay focused on this one task right now and go on.
Okay, I mean, it's more so
There's
question for the body in general.
I think other ideas are there, you know, but I think getting out the gate, I mean, there's always cost and stuff to consider, but I think knowing all of that sooner rather than later is better. And then it's just a matter of putting everything together, including the cost to get everything rolling and having that knowledge and just seeing the best way to initiate everything. But it's definitely a good idea to know what's going on, especially from a cost perspective, and know what, you know, the benefits are gonna look like, and just you know, just see the best approach. But it's like one step closer to getting to where, you know, now we find a property, you know, acquiring the property, all that other good stuff is gonna come afterwards, but it's a good start. It's a start, and we just have to hear what's going on, look at all the pieces, and then see how we're gonna get it in place. And then set a goal for when we're gonna get it in place. Because we may get off the call and, you know, we're excited and we want to put it in place tomorrow, but it may take us a couple months. But the idea is just to be moving in a direction to get somewhere as opposed to, you know, not doing anything. So this is like the foundational stuff, I think. But yeah, it's a start in the right direction, is I feel. I don't know if that answered the question. I don't know if anything else need to be clarified, but that's kind of how I was looking at it.
Yep.
He-
I look for other answers, President John.
Huh?
To answer your question, President John, or
In a sense, yes, it did.
so We of course, just I guess kind of to remind the body, I guess. I know at last year's HEC that we had in Atlanta, yeah, as far as the total UNIA body, we had tasked with um, two business endeavors in that HEC. One was for a travel agent, and the other was for a credit union. To and those were, agreed upon by the body of, I guess, everybody that was there. So those are some other commercial endeavors that are fine. And I know Mrs. Diane talked about creating it briefly, but we did want to kind of get this off before we get anything. We have some kind of unconventional ideas for creating union, but believe that the structure that we have would be beneficial. But we wanted to make sure that we have everything in a way that we understood and simplified. So I did that. But so that is a goal to meet that mandate that the president has possibly be started creating here first, and like our goal is to be a model that we follow. But, and of course, the travel agents mandate as well. Everyone believe that with man, beverages is so first step, what's the foundation that we need to do all of them.
I couldn't hear everything that great, but I think the gist of what you're saying, you correct me if I'm wrong, is that this is a place to start, and then we can springboard into other things. And I think that's more the spirit of Garveyism, because I couldn't even keep up with all the businesses that was going on, factories, doll companies, restaurants. It was just a strong sense of economic emancipation going on. And I think just from my brief encounter with the organization, I think some of that is kind of lost. And I think we can't ignore or leave out the economics piece. And we may not have everything that we need to put it in place perfectly at the moment, like from a monetary standpoint. But I think the first piece of the puzzle is knowing what we're up against. And even if we don't get off the phone or the Zoom and implement it tomorrow, at least we know what direction. We have ideas and things that can take the organization to the next level in terms of generational things that can be passed down, that'll stay, with the organization, and things that can be passed down. Yeah, generation after generation. Yeah. So posterity, as we were talking about in our study session the other night, passed down to posterity.
Any other questions?
Everybody on board?
I'm on board.
I'm on board too.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm just struggling to stay awake.
President Ross, what's your thoughts?
Same.
Ross Marvin, you there? Brother Cress? Okay. All right.
They just listening in. Oh, I spoke to Brother Chris. So yeah. Right. Go ahead, Reed.
One final thing for clarity.
Okay.
So in regards to merchandise for events and things like that, that's not anything that we should concern ourselves with.
No. I don't want to say that. That's not something we should concern ourselves with. Um, um, when it comes to merchandise, period, doesn't just have to be an event. We could create a merchandise store or online store if we want to continuously sell merchandise. That is something that definitely put focus on simultaneously while doing this as well. But I feel like it doesn't just have to be an event. So we can sell merchandise to the website. Yeah, we have continuous sales.
President Ross, I see you made it back. You got any comment?
Yeah, I didn't, I was right here. I couldn't, my phone was, my computer was freezing up. It finally unmuted now. But anyway, I heard, First VP, greetings, everyone. I heard First VP say that to have an event before the Marcus Garvey Day. I would think that the event would be better after the Marcus Garvey Day, because it will take away some of our focus from dealing with Marcus Garvey Day and some of our time and effort. So maybe the Sunday after Marcus Garvey Day might be a good day. I don't know if we're gonna have a mass meeting that Sunday, or if that Sunday might be the third Sunday. The other thing First VP mentioned was a startup cost. The funds for the lawyer, the funds for the paperwork, and the funds for the events. I was wondering if you had an estimate on what would be the startup costs to get this rolling. And also the next question was, are we gonna take care of the organization paperwork before we take care of this paperwork? So those are the three comments I had.
Yes. So in the consultation, we will speak to her about both the registration. Whenever you have a trust, you have to have a grantor, a trustee, and beneficiaries. So the UNI, in order for us to do this trust, the UNIA will be the grantor of which basically they are the ones that's putting assets into the trust. So it has to be registered and be listed as our grantor in order for us to register this. So we have to have the registration for that in place. As far as the event, I thought about Sunday also. I had the same thought, along that same mindset that you had with the way. So I'm thinking the same thing. The third thing that you asked, old President Rock.
For the third thing,
What was the third thing?
the third thing, I think you just answered the third thing. It might have been the second thing.
The funds, an estimate.
Startup.
I did speak to one other law firm that gave me an estimate. And most consultations I got averaged between 250 and 350, the ones that I had. But one did give me an estimate on how much it cost to do a trust. It was $5,000. But I believe that was a high end. I think it could be cheaper.
Yeah, we could research and shop a little more, but at least,
One of the things that I believe will drive the cost up is them actually doing the paperwork. I do have a template to do bylaws, and I was going to take a shot at doing the bylaws myself prior to that meeting. So hopefully, we would already have some things done already, and maybe get her to look over them. And I'm hoping that would bring the cost down. That is a strategy I try to do. So I'm not sure that would bring the cost down. That's just my hope. That if I come with it, most of the stuff already done, and get them to check over it, that it will reduce our cost, and maybe it would just be only them filing charge consultation. I'm not sure.
are we gonna schedule the consultation after Garvey Day? Like
No,
maybe the following week?
Consultation on the 11th. You scheduled the consultation already.
Isn't that June 5th?
Oh, okay.
June 5th, the consultation?
That is at 11 o'clock on Thursday, June the 6th.
And then the other question was, would we have to establish trustees in the division? Select certain trustees or would the entity you're setting up be the owners or the caretakers of whatever properties are secured?
Yes, so we would have trustees in the division. Basically, in my mind, in the paperwork, it wouldn't say names; it would say positions. So basically, all the executive body would be considered trustees in it, with including business development coordinator and whoever is office. So it wouldn't say a name in the paperwork, just so it would leave us open for a recurring of those positions throughout the year. So it would have the UNIA listed as the grantors, and then and of course a person can have two positions. So the UNIA would be the trustees as well, but in those we list those positions in the executive body as those would be listed as trustees during the time of their office. And then it would have all the members of the UNIA as beneficiaries in the paper.
As far as what President John asked, who's on board, I'm still undecided. And a lot of times I like to see things started up or rolling, and that will enable me to make a better decision. So as far as being on board right now, I'm still on the sideline.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna do a business, it's one of the best business to do, real estate.
Yes. 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 So, President John definitely agreed to though that retail merchandise is a great business as well. So I will have a presentation on that also for you, President John. I may email it or send it. We can't do them both simultaneously, and give us opportunity to have some funds coming in right away. So I'll definitely revisit that, President John, and I'll definitely hear you on that. We'll add it to the focus.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just I don't want to lose focus on a small business, so to say.
We have so many opportunities to even produce merchandise. AI and all those things. So definitely create a plan for that, and I'll present to the body. That's at 9:04. I hope you guys too long. If there's any questions, I'm going to close. Other questions?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. Any questions? Please feel free to reach out to me. I think everybody has my number. Definitely love to hear from each and every one of you. Speak. Whether that is to do with this or like merchandising, flags, shirts, things like that. Come to mind. Look forward to speaking to anyone. So everything else, could you put your right fist in the air? We close with our motto. All right. One God.
One God.
One God. One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For the Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
Those abroad.
Those abroad.
Race first, family.
Race first, everyone.